Hey everyone, Penem here again, and today we are going to be doing the follow-up episode, basically, of when we first opened the memory of the Duelist King. The first one was Duelist Kingdom, and now we have the second one. This one will be a little more interesting, I believe, because, well, this one is slightly more expensive than the previous one, so there must be more chase cards in there, I guess. But mainly it's because of the sleeves. The previous one had some gorgeous Atem sleeves, with the Pharaoh basically. But this one has beautiful, beautiful Dark Magician Girl sleeves. And I believe those are 70 packs, 70 sleeves packs. So that should be pretty awesome since it can include your full deck and a side deck and sometimes even your extra deck. Yeah, I'm not doing this wrong. Let's just open this quietly on the side right there. So you have some obvious promos in here, and you have these beautiful sleeves, but you also have way more foils than in the TCG version, and that's what makes this so exciting to open. I was really gladly surprised when I opened the previous one, but this one, I hope it will be similar too. So let's keep the sleeves for the end. Oh, this one is actually sealed differently. Wow, I do not know how to react to that. The previous one, which I have next to me, well, basically it was only a band of plastic in the middle. This one needs to actually be unwrapped. Okay, so I don't think you guys might know this already, but only the two first decks have been released. The third one, the final one with Raw, has not been released yet. And these have been released with a couple months in between. So, you know, that's probably why they changed the style of wrapping, I guess. But, you know, there are a few months between each. And this one came out a month or two ago. So I guess Raw, we will be seeing it in maybe a few more months. And by the time it ships to here, when it does release and I buy it, you know, might take a while, so I hope you guys will be patient because we will review it just in due time. And as you guys will see, there is this space here. That means that the first half is all foil and the rest is not foil. So let's dig in with the foils first. We have Obelisk, the Tormentor in Korean. Nice. I like this. It's really the old school art and the old school card style, I guess. Says a replica on it, which is obvious for collector's purposes, obviously. The back is blue, by the way, guys. Didn't show you guys the back of the red one from last time, but the back of these cards is the color of it. So, you know, it's not meant for duels, obviously. But yeah, beautiful collector's piece right here. Definitely going to sleeve it because collector purposes. There we go, we have Obelisk to go with our Raw from the previous vid. You know what, I'll actually include Raw over here this time. There we go. So next time, all we are missing is, pardon me, that's Slifer, not Raw, jeez. All we're missing though is Raw. We have Dark Renewal, I believe, is the name of this, something like that. And this is gorgeous in this style of secret rare. It did come as a secret rare in the TCG, but this style is way better. Like, wow, this looks gorgeous. And if it's just like the previous one, there should be a token. Oh, well, there's this kind of token, which is not really a token, but still. Nice. We have the Kingdom, the actual tournament place. And yes, we do have the token. And it is an exact copy of the token from last time, which we sleeved in the past, but not sure if I'm going to sleeve this one. Is it really worth it? You know what? I will sleeve it. And the third one too when we get it. So let's sleeve this up. So this deck, we should expect it to contain obviously the Magnet Warriors, but also the red Dark Magician, and a different artwork of Dark Magician Girl, I believe, should be in here too. We'll put the comments a little further down. We'll move the camera a bit back because we have quite a few foils to display. We have, well, we have Berserkion. Is that Berserkion? Well, no, this is Valkyrion. This is Valkyrion, damn. Yeah, looking gorgeous with this foil on it. Gorgeous. We have the alternate artwork of Dark Magician, which is the Arcana artwork, I believe. The red one. He doesn't have any, does he have any pupils? Like, there's a small dark dot right here. Is that the it's hard to tell. It's smaller than the dark little lines for his teeth. I guess he does have pupils. Anyways, that's just a little slice of this. Oh, and we have the gorgeous alternate artwork of Dark Magician Girl. Obviously, the one with the most, I guess, fan service, is it? Maybe not. I'm not too sure anymore. I know a lot of people found this artwork to be a little provocative when it came out, but there are so many different provocative artworks of this card. It's insane. Really, though, this is not meant to be too provocative. It is still a children's card game, and it just looks beautiful. Look at that shine on their jewels. Like that necklace. Gorgeous shine. I like this. This is definitely going to be in a binder. We have the magnificent, all-powerful Buster Blader. And his metal is blingy. Gorgeous. Classic card from Metal Raiders. Beautiful stuff right here. Wait, no, is that Metal Raiders? No, that's not Metal Raiders. What am I even saying today? Man, I must be tired. This is not Metal Raiders. This is Pharaoh's Servant, I believe. Or am I still completely dazed? Anyways, beautiful old school card. That's all there is to it. And it's perfect. We have our Magnet Warriors. We have Alpha, which is written as an alpha this time. Instead of being actually, you know, like the little symbols for alpha. It's just the actual Greek letter. Perfect. This is not something we have in the TCG, so that's pretty cool. We'll put these in the middle over here, and we'll put the magnets down here, I guess. We have Alpha. We have Beta. And we have Gamma. Cool. They look beautiful. Oh, we have a foil version of Pot of Greed. But what does it do? Well then, sorry to inform you guys that I do not read Korean. But from what I understand, it allows you to draw 2 cards. It's just cool to see it this shiny, I guess. Like in the TCG, it doesn't even bling this much. Oh, there's this little smudge over here. It'll come off eventually. Just need a humid cloth, I guess, or something. Anyways, it's still beautiful. And we have polymerization as an ultra rare. Very cool. Very cool. While the original one from Legend of Blue Eyes is a super rare. You see? Very similar, but the foil on the Korean one is very different at the same time. Like it doesn't show the same type of colors when you move it around. Anyways, that's basically what I'm mostly surprised and happy for when I open these. Oh, we have Ultra Rare Mirror Force. Beautiful, beautiful card from Metal Raiders this time, obviously. But yeah, that's Pharaoh's Servant. This is Metal Raiders. Do not get them mixed up. Never again will I. And this is a beautiful card that obviously Yugi played very often during the series, I guess. It's one of his most powerful cards. And even now in Vrains, this became another character's card, basically, as I believe the antagonist played this a couple times. And it's considered a very powerful card. And for some good reasons, I mean, obviously destroys everything. We have Magical Hats. Well, you know, this is a card that broke a mechanic because you could special summon monsters face down and non-monsters face down. So that's kind of weird. And that kind of meant a lot of different specifications and texts from cards from back in the days. That kind of really did change how things were written back in the old days in the TCG. Classic card right here. Very beautiful. We have Magic Cylinder. Another very, very powerful card. I believe it's been played again recently in this show, I guess. Anyways, this is just insanely good from back in the days. Nowadays, not so good in the real game, but still, the concept is insane. Your opponent attacks you for the game, but they lose instead because they take the damage. It's such a big reversal and everything. It's insane. We have, is this Light Force Sword? I think, something like that. Something like you banish a card from your opponent's hand face down, something like that, for a while. I'm not too sure anymore, but it's just gorgeous to see this sword bling this way. Like, this was not that much of a good card over here in the TCG. Never really had much attention to it, but it looks gorgeous as a foil. And finally, we have is that Chimera? Yeah, that's Chimera. Yeah, that's Chimera, obviously. Geez, I have a hard time with some of the names today. But it looks beautiful. And this obviously means that we have Polymerization, we have this. In our commons, we'll have Baphomet and Gazelle to make Chimera. So let's go into our commons. We have Archfiend of Guilford, I believe. I always liked this card, especially when they played it in, I think it's Battle City back in the days, because it looks a bit like a mix of Obelisk and Slifer. Like, you see there's a bluish kind of fiend with muscles, and you see these red wings and spikes everywhere. It really I associated it with those two god cards because it was the actual arc of the series where the god cards were, that this was actually revealed and stuff. And it is somewhat powerful, and it won him a game, so, I always associated it with those. I don't know if I'm the only one. Do mention it in the comment section down below if you see what I mean. But, this was always a fan favorite for me. We have Jack's Knight, Queen's Knight, and King's Knight, because you need them all together to make them work. They're not great. They're not bad, though. I believe there is a link launcher that came out recently for them, so it's interesting, I guess. We have Baphomet and Gazelle. Pretty cool. Make the fusion to have Chimera. We have Big Shield Gardener, I believe the name is. And, he has incredibly high at defense, but once he's attacked in face-up defense, I guess, he goes in face-up attack afterwards. Something like that. We have Karibo, the OG fur pal of our main protagonist. We have our spells, Monster Reborn, very powerful card. Swords of Revealing Light, very powerful card back in the days. We have Curtain of Black Magic or something like that. Pay half your life points, special summon a Dark Magician. We have 1,000 Knives for our Dark Magician support, destroy monsters. We have, is that Magic Formula or Dark Grimoire? Names today are not my forte. Something like that. Anyways, you equip it to a Dark Magician or a Dark Magician Girl, I guess? Just a Dark Magician. Yeah, anyways, you gain 700 attack, and when this card is sent to the graveyard, you gain 1,000 life points. We have a Magical Dimension, tribute a spellcaster, special one from your hand, and blow a monster from your opponent's field. We have Diffusion Wave Motion. We have something about spells. You discard something or you banish something and you add a spell. I don't quite remember. I know it's one spell that you discard or you banish or something, and you get to recycle a spell, I believe. We have Ectoplasmer. We have Soul Taker, so something like that. Anyways, your opponent gains 1,000 life points, but you destroy one of their monsters. Then you have Card Destruction. Pretty cool, pretty legit. I mean, this just got back from the ban list in the TCG. We have Exchange, which is honestly interesting when you play with old school decks, because, all the cards back then were not one-card combos. Not most of them, at least. So this was a very interesting card to play back then. We have Monster Recovery. We have Diffusion. We have Multiply. We have Spellbinding Circle, I guess the censored artwork. We have Chain Destruction. Yes, Chain Destruction. I really liked this card back in the days. I believe this was also from Pharaoh's Servant. Don't quote me on that, but I think it was. I remember it being an Ultra back then, and it was pretty powerful. Your opponent would summon a very strong monster with 2,000 or less, I think it was, and then you would destroy every card in their deck with the same name. So, you know, that was a great way of getting rid of your opponent's beat sticks if you knew you could get rid of the one on the field. And there weren't as many monsters that had effects that float back then, too. We have Soul Rope, or Life Rope, something like that. You pay 1,000, or your opponent gains 1,000, I can't remember exactly, and you revive a level 4, or you special summon a level 4. And we have Tragedy. Is that it? Yeah, that's Tragedy, I guess. I hesitate between Tragedy and Misery. I don't even remember the name anymore. That is one mean-looking guy in the background. Ooh. Poor woman. She's going to die. Anyways, so this concludes the opening of today's Legacy of the Duelist Kingdom, or, you know, Yugi's second legendary deck. A lot of very, very good foils this time around, too. We have some very good trap cards over there in the top. We have some very awesome main character cards. We have the magnets, which are always cool. Some powerful spells as foils. We have, well, obviously we have Obelisk. We have the token and the promo card, basically, which are very cool. And we have Dark Renewal, which is insanely powerful in a Dark Spellcaster deck. Let's be honest. Especially when you play old school decks compared to the newer ones. And now we also have the beautiful Dark Magician Girl sleeves. These I probably will keep unused because they have much more value unused. I think individually these are worth like $18. I'm working with Canadian dollars, obviously, but you know, this cost me like $21 or $22 Canadian, and the shipping would have been the same either way. So, you know, for $3 or $4 you get all these beautiful cards. It's insane. It's madness. So the sleeves are just gorgeous. For the price of the sleeves, you basically get so many cards. Beautiful stuff right here. So, as we do per usual for our recent challenge, we opened some Crossed Souls packs to try to get the Ghost Rare card from the top, Clearwing. So let's see what we can get today. In the previous vids, we got pretty lucky. I mean, we did get a Super and a Ultra. So today we'll see what we get. We'll open one pack, maybe a second one, because we didn't really open many random stuff today. Mostly one pre-constructed deck. So let's see what we can get. Diceversity, a short print. And we have Satura Rebirth as our rare, and no foils today. Okay. Well, that's not too bad. We'll open a second one too, because, you know, as I mentioned, we haven't really opened much today. Just one deck. So let's see what we can get this time. Stingray, Octros. We have Ritual Beast Tamer Zephyra Wendy, so a Zephyra card, and no foils, but another Zephyra. Okay. Well, you know what? Let's have one final pack, and then we'll conclude the video. I've been wanting to open these for such a long time, it's hard to stop. Raid Raptors, they got a recent, well, in the OCG, they got a Link monster recently. Moon Mirror Shield, very powerful card right here, still used in the current day meta, because of Isolde and, or Isolde in French. Basically, it's a very useful card no matter if you draw it or send it to the graveyard. And yep, we don't have any foils this time either. Oh well, we still got a pretty decent array of rare monster cards in general. I mean, these cards basically, this archetype got some stuff recently. Zephyras are very awesome fan favorite cards, and Moon Mirror is still relevant. And we have all these beautiful foils for the collection. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know I did. And until next time, guys, it's been a pleasure, and Penem out.